So we're reading Iliad 6, and we got up to around about here last time, and where Hector has gone to the apartment of Paris and Helen, and he's rather cranky with Paris, and Hector, when he saw him, he quarrelled with him with harsh words, or literally with disgraceful words, with harsh words. And here's what he says: daimonie. This is a funny word. It sort of means under the influence of some either good or bad spirit, probably in this context bad. You can translate it as you wretch in this context, I think. Umen kala holon tondi enthio thumo. The kala is adverbial here, and our verb is enthio, which is from entithemi, to place in. So you do not place well this anger in your heart. It is what it is, literally. So you could say it is not good for you to nurse this anger in your heart. The people, that is the host, thinu thusin, they are perishing, periptolon, around the city, and the steep wall. Now with the te, of course, this goes with the adjective goes with the what's on the other side of the te. So it's around the city and the steep wall, and they're manamenoi, they're fighting. So the host are perishing as they fight around the city and the steep wall. And on account of you, this is heneka, and that's seto for su, uncontracted genitive. So on account of you, the ute, notice the accent here to help you not confuse it with aute. Ute is the battle cry and the war. Amphidedae, this is from, it's amphi, and the verb here is dio. Looking this one up, this is dio, to rage. So these things, the battle cry and the war, are raging around Amphi, this city. But you, now notice the an here, and we get an optative. So you would fight also with another. So you'd have a quarrel with somebody else, whomever perchance you might see, idois, optative, methienta from methiami. It's sort of slackening off from hateful war, because the Trojans are out fighting, and here is Paris sitting up in his bedroom, and he said you'd be cranky too with anyone else whomever you might see slackening off from the hateful war. Al anna. Now notice the accent on anna. This is anna for it's from unhistemi. So it's anna for unastethi. So it's an imperative, really. Anna. You'll see this is, I've seen this many times before, this particular contraction. So anna for unastethi. So, but get up. Now the verb here is theretai, which literally means to be heated up. So it says, lest perchance the city might be heated with destructive fire. So it might be burnt with destructive fire, I think you'd say there. But the verb normally means to warm up, or to be heated up. And Alexander, godlike Paris, then replied to him, O Hector, since in Achaesis you have, you picked a quarrel, you picked a fight with me, kat isan, quite reasonably. Literally, your isa is that which is balanced and appropriate. So since you have picked a fight with me, appropriately, and not beyond that which is appropriate, and not inappropriately, Therefore, tunica, this is for tu henica, on account of this, therefore I will speak to you, I will answer you. And you, suntheo, imperative from suntithemi, it means to put together and hence to understand. So you understand what I'm saying, and hear, imperative, mu for mou, and hear me. I am sitting in my chamber, not indeed to such an extent with choler, with anger, and with censure against the Trojans. So not because of anger and censure of the Trojans so much, but ethelon, I wanted to protrapesthai, literally to turn myself over, akthe, to grief. I wanted to abandon myself to grief. Remember, he lost against Menelaus in book 3, and so he's sulking in his room because he didn't beat Menelaus. But now my alakos, well, it's my wife. Well, she's actually still married to Menelaus, but he describes Helen as his wife. So my wife, paraepusa, advising or speaking beside me, so advising me with soft words. Hormesa, drive me into war, so encouraged me back to the battle. Literally is driving me back to war. And it seemed good also that Amoy goes with the auto to me myself. So this seemed also good to me myself, to be loion better. So this seemed also to me to be the better course of action, we'd say in English. And we get this funny little glib phrase here, Nico de amabetai andras, which is something like victory alternates between men. So it's, well, in other words, you win one, you lose one. You win some, you lose some. That's basically the sense of this. But come now, wait here, and I will don, this is duo, or from duno, I will put on my, well, I've got a capital A for Aries, my weapons of Aries, my weapons of war. Or ithi, that's an imperative from Amy Ibo, or go, and I will come after you. This is from met Amy, again Amy Ibo, I will come after you. And I think, io, I think I will kikesthesthai, this is a future infinitive, that I will catch up with you, I will find you, from kikano, so this is this verb kikano again. So I think I will find you, I think I will catch up with you. And thus he spoke, and Hektor, with the shining helmet, did not reply to him in any way, so he totally ignored him. But Helen addressed him with honeyed words. Da'er, Greeks got lots of these words for various interpersonal relationships. This one is a husband's brother, so a brother-in-law. So brother-in-law of me, emoyo, and we get these string of genitives here, quite self-deprecating. So brother-in-law of me, who am an evil, conniving, cold. Well, it's got the idea of cold in here, so generally rendered as dreadful. So brother-in-law of me, who are an evil, conniving, dreadful, kunos bitch. She describes herself quite unpleasantly here. Hos ophili, so would that my mother, would that on that day when my mother bore me first of all. We get the met twice here, so would that me, and that me is going with the next line actually. So would that on that day when my mother first bore me, would that a thuella, a blast of an kake thuella, an evil blast of wind coming along, oikes thy met, had taken me away. That's a little bit tricky with the word order here. So had come to take me off. So would that an evil blast of wind carrying me off had gone away. So had gone away carrying me off, had taken me off. Taken me off as oros into a mountain or into the wave of the much roaring sea. And there, the wave, apoese is a funny word here. Its derivation is uncertain, but there's an original digamma there, which is why we're getting two vowels together. It's apoese, and it means something like would have washed, would have swept me. So or a wave had swept me away, paros, before these works or these deeds to have taken place. But since the gods have tekmerante, have contrived or ordained these evil things in this way, Hodi, would that then I might be a coitus, the wife of a better man, who knows nemesin, which that word we had before, who knows the censure and the many disgraceful words, probably, of men. And we'll finish it there.